Welcome back, Bakucrew, and hello any new viewers of the channel. I'm BakuBrad96, and this week I will be bringing you another series. This series, as some of you will be able to tell, obviously, is featured around Cubbo. The whole cosplay Cubbo wave was really cool. Spin Master felt the need to release it. There was a Cubbo for each faction released, so this week I will be unboxing everything in front. I will be making deck profiles for the Cubbo line. It'll all feature the Cubbo line, just like the Battle Planet Celebration featured Battle Planet, and the Fusion Week Celebration featured Fusion Bakugan. So it'll all fall in line. Only this week we are celebrating the Cubbo, and I do just want to pan. So we do have the Pyrus and Darkest Cubbo, the Aurelus Cubbo, as well as the Target exclusive Battle Pack Cubbos, I guess, kind of. And then there is Aqua's Cubbo, the Haos, and Ventus Cubbos. But before we get into a week of unboxing with all of these Cubbo, the first video I wanted to focus on was a deck list around the original Cubbo. Now, since I only had a Haos Cubbo, original Cubbo, not part of the cosplay line, the deck is mainly just a, Haos deck with some of the new Geogan I picked up, a few battle gear, but more or less it is just a mono Haos deck update for Geogan Rising, but it does feature the Cubbo. As well as the Cubbo, it does feature Pegatrix and Pandox. I thought two of those being very influential Haos Bakugan for the original series. That is why they are beside Cubbo. But again, other than today, this week we'll probably focus on just Cubbo. Other than the main series, though, I want to let everyone know I will have unboxings still going, as well as deck profiles. I don't know if there will be any more uploaded today other than today's video, but there might be, so you'll just have to hit that notification bell and wait and see. But before we go ahead and get into today's deck for Cubbo, I do want to let everyone know that 80% of you viewing are not subscribed. So what I want you to do for me is go ahead and hit that subscribe button, because, I put out daily content that I think everyone will enjoy for sure, as well as, I do have channel giveaways, and right now it's kind of a monthly thing, or at least it is planned to be monthly all the way until February for my Bakucrew watching, all of you already know. Currently, the ongoing giveaway is the Diamond Finica Ultra. If you are not entered in that giveaway, make sure to scroll through my videos, find it, make sure you enter, because I want all of my Bakucrew or anyone who wants to have a chance to enter for that giveaway to do it. So don't miss out, because I have plenty more giveaways in store and on the way, as you all know. So with all of the bases covered, all the talk on it, let's get straight into Cubbo Week. So like I said, unfortunately today it's not as Cubbo themed as I would like it, being I only had the original Haos Cubbo. But I did add Pegatrix and Pandox because I thought they were very influential and iconic. And, Pandox is kind of like Big Daddy Cubbo, so I might get a free pass there, I'm not sure. I was at least going to try. We'll go ahead and look at the character cards first. So here is Cubbo. Has the little shiny earring right there. Kind of cool about the character card having that. But moving on, we have an Orange Shield and a Green Fist. B power of 300 and 4 damage. So this poor little guy has been power crabbed by, well, pretty much all of his brothers and sisters, I'm sure, as we'll see in the unboxings. But if he lands on a Green Fist or a Orange Shield, he's going in for Frost Strike, because he does get +2 Frost Strike. So I imagine I could have added him in my Aquas Haos Frost Strike deck, now that I look back at it. But I did have this plan for a while, and I wanted to keep him saved up for this week. And, Pandox Ultra I have previewed before, or I even unboxed on the channel. So he is 2 Orange Shield, a B power of 700 and 2 damage. Lacking in damage there, but I do like to see a higher B power. So cool. We got Big Panda, we got Little Bear Cubbo, and we got Big Panda. Kind of fits, right? And then following that, last but not least, Pegatrix, 2 Green Fist for a B power of 500, 2 damage, and if it lands on a Green Fist, you get 200 more B power and 2 more damage. So not bad at all. There are a lot of better Green Fist Bakugan, but to begin with, Pegatrix was really good. And also, if any of you noticed, another reason why I picked these two is because it does keep the core line up 3 and 3, and I always like to have even cores. You don't want to have too many odds and ends because it's really hard to land on the specific ones you want sometimes. So if you have multiple options, you can always hit the core you need to. Speaking of cores, let's go ahead and get right into it. I keep things super simple, super vanilla. So we have 3 plus 150 B power and plus 2 damage green fists. Not a lot to say about that. That's the best green fist you're going to find unless you're going for that faction center damage. For the same reason, you're not running the faction boost because you don't want to help your opponent. So for regular shield or orange shield, we are running the 3 plus 300 B power. So it is a core lineup that I've showed off a lot on my on the channel. A lot of deck profiles do have this lineup, so sorry about that. I might change it up. I might start adding more trap cores to my decks and fooling around with things like that. Let me know in the comments down below what you think. Do you want me to start switching up the cores a bit more, or are you all okay with what I'm picking now? So we will look at the Bakugan briefly after the deck profile, but this time I want to switch things up and I want to get straight into the deck because I know that's what everyone wants to see. So we're starting things off with 2 Crushing Shadows, 1 Energy for plus 200 B power, and 1 Frost Strike. So again, leaning on a Frost Strike deck, but I really just like that 200 B power for 1 Energy because the deck really does struggle. It is a lot weaker now that we have so many more options, and the Geogan Rising Bakugan being so much stronger. You definitely want the cards to back up your deck. Then I have 1 Electric Cowl, 1 Energy for plus 2 damage, and 1 Frost Strike. Again, we're not focusing on damage, but I did want to just throw 1 in here for the Frost Strike reason. Moving on, we do have these 2 1-ofs. I know I've shown them off before. Pretty standard, they all work around green fists, and since you do have 3 of them, I thought I would throw them in just to fill up deck space, and they're not bad cards either. So Holy Flame is 1 Energy for 300 B power, but if the Bakugan is holding a green fist, you get 600 instead, which 600 for 1 Energy is nice. And then Mega Punch, 1 Energy, and you get to actually attach a green fist from the field to an open Bakugan. So even a better card, and I have said it before, if I had more of this, it would be in the Elemental Squad deck, no doubt. But since I just had 1, it is in this deck, and I have no problems with that. Moving on to the first Geogan of the deck, I do have 4 in this particular one, is Mutisect, 1 Energy for 800 B power, 6 damage, and if it lands on a green fist, it gets plus 3 Frost Strike. So kind of semi-sticking with the Frost Strike theme, and again, green fist bump. Mutisect also has a pretty chunky piece of damage there at 6. That's nothing to scoff at. Moving on, I do run a 3 of Super Shot, 1 Energy for plus 300 B power. Again, your Bakugan are a lot weaker than nowadays Bakugan, so you want those low energy cost cards that really bump up your Bs quickly. So, you want to see plus 200, plus 300, and in some cases even more if you can. The second Geogan of the deck is Arachnia, 2 Energy for a B power of 900, 6 damage, and Victor, if it wins the brawl, you get to draw 2. So a little draw power there, otherwise this is a Geogan that is hitting in for damage, just like Mutisect. Following that, I have 2 Light's Courage, 2 Energy for 400 B power, but if your Bakugan hold the most Baku cores, you get 800 instead. So comes in handy. I do run the Consort card and 1 Energy Vortex card in this deck, so there is slight core control and as well as the Frost Strike. This deck doesn't really have a centered strategy. It's kind of all over the place because I did want to make it Cubbo themed, but until we unbox all the Cubbo for the channel, I don't have any Cubbo to work with. So we have 2 Scarf Strike, 2 Energy for plus 500 B power. And here's the Consort I mentioned. I have 2 of these. 3 Energy to attach a Baku core from the field to an open Bakugan. Comes in really handy. I really like this card. I wish I had more of it, honestly. I really do. The other card I mentioned earlier, Energy Vortex. 3 Energy for a B power bump of 300. But when you play this card, you get to attach a green fist from the field to an open Bakugan. So really, really neat. Right up after that, though, I do have 2 Righteous Strike, which is an equally awesome card. 3 energy again for 6 damage, and you get to draw one. It does have the trifecta ability, so if your Bakugan have 3 or more Bakukores attached to them, you can return it to your hand. So depending on the amount of Bakucore on your Bakugan, you can just keep reusing this card and just keeping it in your hand and keep going, and really could be killer. Even playing it on turn 1, playing it for the 3, the trifecta goes up, goes into your hand, you play another 3, and then that's 12 damage in one turn, and draw 2. So there is potential with this card, and that's why it's in here. I really like it. We are at the third Geogan of the deck, and that is the Vanilla Sluggler. 3 energy for a B power of 1400 and 7 damage. So 1400 B power, that is that good margin you want your Bakugan to be at in nowadays Bakugan, at least competitively in my opinion, because that's kind of where all the Bakugan are sitting. They can get up to 13, 1350, 14. I have seen 1450 or 1500 in some cases, and those Bakugan are OP. But 1400, if you have a Geogan or a Bakugan that can hit that very easily, you are good competitively speaking, and that is a solid point to start at. But with that aside, we're moving on because don't want this to be too long. We have 2 Light Burst Cannons, 4 energy for a Bakugear with an armor rating of 2. You gotta love armor rating, man. Just soak up all that damage. When this flips from your deck, you can pay 2 energy to put this into your hand. It might come up, so you don't lose it. Otherwise, just ignore that. But it does give a Bakugan 300 B power and 3 damage. But this is a really cool defensive card as well as offensive because of how much damage it soaks up. Not only counting the damage for the card itself, but also 2 more when taking damage. Very nice. Moving on to the final Geogan of the deck, and some of you will know this Geogan from my Ultimate Vilock, completion, and that is Skyhorse. So this was actually the last Geogan I was waiting on. 4 energy for a B power of 1500 and 5 damage, which is not bad right there, but even better in this deck, if it lands on a Green Fist, you get plus 700 B power and Victor Team Attack. So it does have the Team Attack Victor ability there that is so strong. It's on a lot of Vilock's Geogan, I guess you could say, but it is coming up a lot more in Geogan, and I think that is something to really pay attention to because that is definitely going to change which Geogan are competitive and which aren't, because being able to use a Geogan and going into the team attack is, it makes the difference. That's all I'm going to say, is it makes the difference. And then we have my favorite named card out of all the Bakugan cards I own. I think I've said this before, and that is the Rainbow Sparkle Cannon of Doom. Just an awesome name that is so ironic. It's cute, it's deadly, it's Cubbo with a backpack cannon and a bandana. Like that is the cosplay Cubbo we needed. Like, what would that be? Rambo Cubbo? Yeah, for all my Western viewers, what do you think? Rambo Cubbo. I'm feeling it. Spin Master, let's make Rambo Cubbo. Like this video for Rambo Cubbo, everyone. But moving on to the card itself, it is Rainbow Sparkle Cannon of Doom. Just so much going on there. 5 energy for a Bakugear with an armor rating of 1, which isn't that great, but it does give your Bakugan 400 B power and 4 damage. So a Bakugear at the very start of the whole Bakugear adding, it's not bad. It is a lot of energy. Only soaking up a total of 2 damage, counting itself and the 1 armor rating, is not great. Even compared to the other Bakugear in the deck. But it is flavorful, it does fit the theme because of the Cubbo artwork, and I just really like it. It's probably a card that I would run over personal like rather than efficiency or competitive viability. And that's just personal preference. Sometimes your deck doesn't have to be the most competitive if it's just a lot of fun. Then 2 Silk Bolt Barrier, 5 energy for 900 B power, and you get to scan. Pretty solid card. That is in every Haos deck I have made, and it will continue to be more than likely. I do have an Evo card for Cubbo. It is the Diamond Cubbo card. 6 energy for 700 B power and 10 damage. So again, Cubbo definitely leads towards the damage side of a deck. As the week goes on, as we get more Cubbo to work with, the Cubbo deck is going to change. We're going to go through a lot of different Cubbos, a lot of different decks. so it'll be very cool to highlight all of the different Cubbo strategies. Since we do run Pegatrix, I am running the Pegatrix Diamond Evo. I have 2 of them, 6 energy for a B power of 1200 and 6 damage. Not the best Evo, a lot of energy, but again, I wanted to keep it classic, and it was over like rather than, just trying to make the best deck possible this time around. Because it was all about Cubbo. That was the whole theme. It's supposed to be about Cubbo. Finally, for the deck list other than the flip cards, we have Philomena Dusk, 6 energy for 200 B to all of your Bakugan standing effect because it is a hero, but Domination, if your Bakugan are holding the most Baku cores, this costs 3 energy less to play. So it does get a lot better if you hit that Domination ability, otherwise it is a high cost hero for a low payout. But again, I did have to fill up the deck. I only have so many cards, and I was trying to keep it Cubbo themed. Alright everyone, I know all of you, if you're a new viewer you haven't, but if you're part of the Bakucrew, you've definitely seen all of these, so I will flip through them rather quickly. We have Divine Wall, 1 energy to block a Haos or Fusion Bakugan, 2 of those. I do run 2 Hall Outsiders, 3 energy to block a non-Haos. Luck Aura, this is a flip card to get us into those higher cost cards like Rainbow Sparkle Cannon of Doom and our Evos. 4 energy to play a card from your hand for free. Pretty simple, easy to it. And you gotta dig that Pandox artwork in the treasure trove. Really cool. Following that, I do run 2 Stand Strong. So 4 energy again to block a non-fusion Bakugan, and if you do, you can put it into your hand. So it does take a lot of energy, but the plus side is when it is used, you do get that energy back in your hand, at least one of. So kind of dual functional, I guess. And then the final card of today's deck list is Stand Together. 4 energy to block a non-Haos, but it does have the Domination ability. So if your Bakugan are holding the most Baku cores, this is free, which makes it like a better Hall Outsiders. Really nice card. And that will do it for the deck list. Moving on, let's go ahead and take a look at the Bakugan and Geogan of the deck. Starting with Daddy Panda himself, we do have Haos Pandox, which again was unboxed on the channel. Go back and find it for any of you who are interested in taking a look. But here he is. Even got paint like a panda too, the ears, the eyes, the little nose. Very nice, Haos Pandox. And then we have the Core Pegatrix. Little chunky pony here. Very nice, the Battle Planet Pegatrix. Which I also thought it was ironic that the Only at Target Cubbo Best of Cubbo pack does come with the Armored Alliance Pegatrix, so that'll be really nice to check out later on. Might even have to update the deck profile with the Pegatrix. But probably not, because then it wouldn't be Cubbo, and we are keeping it Cubbo. Speaking of Cubbo, though, here is the first Cubbo of the Cubbo week. Regular old Haos Cubbo. Nothing to it. Super simple. Super cute. We got teddy bears abound, everyone. Incoming, okay? Just this is what you have to look forward to all week right here is Bakugan teddy bears. Let's go. But that might be a little depressing, so I will remind everyone that these decks will have Geogan. And they look a little cooler than teddy bears. So, up first is the Haos Skyhorse, of course. Haos Sluggler. We got the big tentacle blobby sluggy thing. Still not sure what they were going for with that. Either big blob or slug tentacle monster. Maybe both, who knows. After that, we do have Haos Mutasect. And then finally, for the Geogan Ran, it is Haos Arachnia. We have the Spider-Human, but not to be misunderstood as Spider-Man, just Spider-Human-like Bakugan, Arachnia. Alright everyone, so let's get these Haos Bakugan aside, because that was that for that deck profile. But this is Cubbo week, so we are going to do a Cubbo unboxing, and I have no idea what to start with first. Oh, I know. In the comments down below, everyone, let me know which Cubbo you want me to unbox first, and that's what we will do. And in fact, let me know in the comments down below which two Cubbo you want me to unbox. That is right. The rest of this week, I will be unboxing 2 of these bad boys a day. So comment down below which 2 you want to see unboxed first. Just randomly panning all of the teddy bears. But that'll be it for today's video. I might have some more coming, so make sure you hit that notification bell and stay tuned. Otherwise, I hope all of you have a great day, and remember, Bakugan Brawl!